You're live.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Really great to be back. Great to see everyone. I hope you had a fun week. Um, yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting to know everybody today by name. All right. So if you're online, if you're just joining, all you have to do is just connect, and then in the chat section there, just input your name, because I would like to call everybody. I want to know everybody by name, and I'll be working with you today. Hopefully, I'll be working with you hand in hand, right? I'll hold your hand, and then we'll get to do some pretty good stuff. Okay, so I'm sure you know this is Python class, Python and computational thinking, and then we'll get to explore everything we talked about last week in the notebook I shared last week. We're going to go through them, but today, the difference with today and last week is today you're going to do more coding, right? So you're going to actually do your coding yourself. I'm not going to do a lot of explanation. I would only help you through if you come across any errors. Um, so that can be done as soon as possible. Okay, so for those of you that are online now, I need you to, so that you can get a copy of the notebook and we can run together. I need you to, first of all, introduce yourself with your name, and then you drop your email address. So once you drop your email address, we'll forward you the notebook. All right. And all you have to do is fantastic. Miracle. Nice. So nice to meet you, Miracle. Yeah, so all you have to do is just drop your email, and then we'll forward you the notebook. When I say the notebook, I mean this. Let me just quickly share it so you get to see what I'm saying. Okay, I mean, fantastic. Okay, I'm seeing some people come online. Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, you should be seeing my screen now. So when I say the notebook, I mean this, right? We're going to send this to you. It will be a Python class.ipymb. All you have to do is upload this to your drive. I'm sure everybody here has a Google Drive. So once you get the document, it stores in your downloads. Once you download it from your email, to store in your download. You go to your download and um, go to your downloads, copy the path, right? And from the path, you can, or you have to just go to your Google Drive and then upload it using that path. All right. I could walk you through it in case anybody's having issues. Fantastic. Miracle. That's fantastic. Pretty fast. Good. I like the energy. So we can just run as fast as possible. How about Coin Solar? Coin Solar, let's have your email. Um, Game Glacier, let's have your email. Please, I need your name, um the name your parents give to you, right? So I need your name, Papa Frido. I need your name, Sharon. Okay, so I'm guessing this is your name, Sharon. Um, who's next? Okay, Aisha, Suleiman, Betsy. Fantastic. We have a lot of females here. That's amazing. Wow, that's nice. Girl power. Girls are taking up the lead. Okay, that's fantastic. So all you have to do, please just send your email. I'm only seeing Mirabelle's email here, and I need you guys to get this done as soon as possible so we can run. Right? So we can run because we have a lot to do. We didn't get to finish what we had to do last week, and I want us to finish it and then finish what we have to do this week. And then so you can now start to experiment on your own. Um, so. So anybody is there anyone who has gotten the mail? Can you check your mail? Nice to meet you, Aisha. Okay, nice to meet you, Rahima. So nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Inyamedo. I hope I'm pronouncing that well. Nice to meet you, Inyamedo. Koinsola. Okay, yeah, I think I got that well. Betsy, I think I'm getting that well. Jonathan, nice to meet you. Great to have you here. Okay, so please, guys, just send your mails. Can you type in your mails? I'm only seeing one mail here. Let's get to start. All right, we don't have any time to waste. Send your emails. Do you have emails? Do you have emails? So Aisha is asking, Rahima is asking if we are submitting the assignment. So yes, you're going to submit the assignment, but you're going to submit the assignment after the class, right? After we're done with the heavy lifting in class today. All right. So yeah, so you submit your assignment. Abdullahi Ahmed. Okay, I'll stick with Ahmed. I'll stick with Ahmed. Okay, nice to meet you, Ahmed. Send your mail. I'm seeing two mails now, three mails. Fantastic. Okay, so I'll just ask the moderators who are working with me to just send you the Python class notebook. So once you get the Python class notebook, all you have to do is download it. All you have to do, don't worry, Betty, you're saying you were not able to do the assignment. That's fine. That's fine, absolutely fine. Just focus on today's class. Then when you get back to the assignment, it'll probably be even easier. Nice to meet you, Enam Alexa from England. Fantastic. Please, guys, send your emails. I think we have about 10 people here who have put up their chat, but we have less than 5 emails. So once you get it, once you get the notebook, check your emails now. If you've dropped your email, just check your email. Once you get the notebook, you could just signify here so that I know to direct you on what to do with it. So I'm just going to pause for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds. 29, check your mails. 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, check your emails. 18, 17, 16, 15. Fantastic. Yeah, you can use PyCharm, but today we're not using PyCharm. We're using something more accessible than PyCharm. Fantastic, Aisha and Rahima, great work. But we're not going to use PyCharm today. I'm looking to see who has gotten the emails. Let me confirm that it has been sent to you. 10, 9. Okay. Aisha is saying she has not seen the mail. Okay, let me just confirm. Okay, Coinsula is saying she has not seen it. Coinsula is saying she has not seen it. Rahima. Okay, I think she has seen it too. Hey guys. Okay. I think it's being forwarded to you now. Okay, check your spam. You can check your spam. Go through your spam, please. Just quickly go through your spam. It has been sent to you. That's the information I'm getting now. It has been sent to you. So please just check your spam. Please check your spam so we can dive in. We have the next 5 minutes to do this, so One thing about coding is you have, and computational thinking is you have to think fast, right? You have to think fast. Okay, so I've forgotten Papa Frido's name. Let me just quickly scroll up and see Papa Frido. Papa Frido. Okay, in Yamedo. Okay, you've received it. Nice, good. Okay, so I'll work with you while the others are checking theirs. You could guide them as to where you found yours. Did you see yours in spam? In Yamedo. Did you find yours in spam? If you did, you could just type in here so they know that, okay, they need to check their spam. But if you got it as a regular message, that's fine too. But just let us know how it works for you. Rahima is saying not yet. Betty is saying not yet. Solar hasn't said anything. Alexa, what about you? Have you seen it? Jonathan, Sharon, have you seen it? Guys, I'll need you to stay glued to the screen. Miracle, have you seen it? I'll need you to stay glued to the screen. Game Glacier, because I could call you at any time. Unfortunately, I can't just switch to your screen to see what's happening on your screen. But for you to flow, if not, you get lost. Trust me, you get lost. Fantastic. Okay, so Betty is saying she put in the wrong email before, so she's about to give us the right email. Okay, Miracle. No. Okay, we have 4 minutes left to get this done. If you're not getting it done, so my co-facilitators would just check for those who have not gotten it, and then they probably have the chat with you. But we have to move on. Okay, so for those of you who have received it, have you tried? Can you try downloading it? You just have to download it. I'm sure you can download it, but if you can't download it, just let us know, and then I'll guide you through that. For your sake, let me do this so that I could help you, guide you through downloading it in case you don't have any issue, in case you have issues downloading it. So go into the mail. Okay, so someone said I'm not screen sharing. Go into the mail. Go into the mail. Okay, fantastic. Go into the mail and then download it, and it should come in as a file like this. So once you check your download, okay, so once you check your download, I hope you can see this. Yes, okay, so you can see this. So once you check your downloads here under quick access, you would find Python class. It will download as this, as a document like this, or deep learning for those of you who are in deep learning class. Right? You would find something like this. It's a .ipymb. This means Python notebook. Okay, fantastic. We have more people saying it. Okay, so what we will do, all you have to do now that it's in your system, please download it. If you don't download it, it won't show here. So now you download it from your Google, from your Gmail to your system. And then all you have to do is open your drive. Once you open your drive, click on New here, right? Click on New, and then click on File Upload. Click on File Upload, right? And then click on that particular file you want to upload. Once you click on that, you click Open, right? I won't click Open because I already have it on my drive. If anybody didn't get it, please let me know and I'll take it again. I'll take it again. Okay. So all you need to do is, guys, have you been able to upload it to your drive? This is what you're working with, right? Have you been able to upload it to your drive? The beautiful thing about this is once you do it once, it becomes easy. It becomes second nature to you. So we only have to do this once. Have you been able to upload it to your drive? Again, all you have to do is from your inbox, click on that particular file. It was sent to you, then download it. That's all you have to do. Once you download it, then go to your drive, open your drive, let me try opening a new drive. You could just do drive.google.com, right? And then click enter. It will take it to your drive. If your Gmail is open, this is how you know that it's your Gmail. You would see your Gmail here, right? So all you have to do from then on is click on new, click on file upload. It will come into your system. Then you click on, remember, the file was downloaded into downloads, the downloads folder. So just click on downloads folder and then just click on Python class. This shows you that it has taken the file. And then once you click open, it will upload the file to your drive. Has anybody been able to accomplish this? Sharon, have you been able to accomplish this? Jonathan, have you been able to accomplish this? Have you been able to upload it to your drive? Miracle, have you been able to upload it to your drive? Rahima, have you been able to upload it to your drive? Betsy, in your meadow, have you been able to upload it to your drive? I have to think about your name twice before I say it, so I don't say the wrong thing. So, guys, who has been able to upload it to their drive, please? Okay, I'll just risk it. Let me just go into my sent. I'll just come in here. You would see it as this. All you have to do is click this button here, right? This would download it into your system. Once you click download, you would see it. It will show here, somewhere down here. Are you following me? Are you flowing with me? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so okay, so once it downloads, you don't have to. You could just delete. You would see a cancel sign here. You could just cancel it. It means it's already in your system, right? Then come down to. In fact, you could just go to your mail, your drive straight up, and click on new and file upload. Once you click on file upload, you check your downloads. You would see that this was just downloaded today. Right? Click on it and then click open. That's all you need to do. Has anybody been able to do that? Has anybody been able to do that, please? I want to run with everybody. Okay, I've explained several times. So in case you have issues, you could just ask on the chat group, and then my co-facilitators will help you through. Okay, so what we need to do now is go straight to the Python file. So yeah, so once you have it in your drive, so for example, I have it here, I have it in Python, you would see it like this. All you have to do is right click on it and then click on open with Google Colab, right? Right click on it. It's already in your drive. You would see it in your drive. If you don't see it, click on recent. You would see it in recent. And then all you have to do is right click on it and then click on open with. So once you click on open with, you see Google Collaboratory. If you click on Google Collaboratory, it'll bring you to what you're seeing right about now, right? Mind you, I can't see your chats. Fantastic, Jonathan. I can't see your chats. I'm going straight into coding. All right. So yes, last week we worked on print statements. We said if you want to view something on your as an output, so you see what's happening behind the scenes when your code is running, you could use the print statement, right? Then for the next one, you could use the print statement. Oh, basically the same thing too, but these are different prints. So once you click on this run button, you could run your cells. These are different cells. This is cell 1, cell 2, cell 3. You could run your cells in different ways. You could run your cell by clicking this button here, or you could run your cell by clicking Shift Enter, right? So once you run that cell, shift when I say Shift Enter, I mean hold down on Shift and then click Enter, right? It will run. It's a shortcut. So once you hold that, once you do that, it would output whatever you put into the print parentheses, right? That's pretty simple. This is, I'm just saying print imaginary dog, which is what you see here. Then the next line, print something that looks like a dog. So this is the dog's head, dog's body, and then dog's leg, 4 legs, right? Yeah, it's pretty awesome, right? Well, you do have more amazing things, so it's fine. Then the next one is if you want to print, assuming we just want to print X, so I'll just add something here. So feel free to do this. Remember I said if you want to print a text, you have to put it within this parenthesis. You have to put it within this quotation mark, right? If you just put an X without this quotation mark, you get an error. It will tell you that X is not defined, and I'll explain what that means in a short time from now. In fact, we'll touch on it today. All right. So if I do this, it will print just one X. But if I do this, it will print X several times. This is what we worked on last time, right? I'm sure you've explored with this, and then this should make some sense to you. A lot of sense to you, actually. Right. So the next thing we touched on was data types. We said there are 3 different types of data, right? We said there are strings, there are integers, and there are floats, right? Strings are basically words or sentences, right? And then we said integers are numbers. What we call numbers are whole numbers are integers, right? So I give you examples of 3, 4, 5, 23, 5, 5, 5, right? And then floats, we talked about floats. We said floats are decimal values. So this is where we would touch today. I don't think we touched this, but I don't know, but just in case we didn't, I'll just quickly do a very short recap, a very short explanation. So you can see that this is a sentence, right? It's an incomplete sentence, but we could just call it a sentence. A sequence of it's words put together, right? So machine learning course. Now in Python, every of these letters has an index. Index means a number attached to it, a position attached to it. So that's why you find that this is position 1, M is position 1, A is position 2, C is position 3, H is position 4, what I is position 5, and then down to course position E is position I don't know how many words, how many letters they are. This space is also a position, right? So if we want to print out want to take out a particular element in a particular position, all we have to do is click or just say course, right? Print course. Now remember that we could actually just do this and then we say print course. We could actually just do this and then to print this for us, right? Based on what we learned here. Hello world. But if you want to take a particular element based on its position, what do? We use indexing. So we use the index of that number. We use the position of that letter. So all you have to do is square brackets, add a square bracket to it, and then put the index. So maybe this is now in Python, it doesn't start, the first element is not 1, the first element is 0. Python starts from 0. So that means this is element 0, M is element 0, A is element 1, C is element 2, down to the last element. So if I say element 0, which is what we have up here, let's see what that would do. Do I have, yeah, okay. You see that? So that now we've gotten M out of machine learning course. Let me just quickly see, are we having issues? Okay. Please, as soon as you get the code running, just signify so we know that people are being carried along. Okay. So if you wanted to do, maybe get another element, let's try another element with the index. We could say 6. E. So let's see. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? Let's try 7. Yeah. So this shows you that this particular 7 here is empty. Right? It's a space, and it's empty. Right? So now if you run this, you would see different things. But then there's something different here. I know I've explained this, so you should understand this. But how come I could use a -1 and a -3? That's weird. That's a little strange. Okay, so let's come down here and see. Let's start with a -1, and then I'll explain from there. Now look at this -1. What is it? What does it tell you? It's telling you I'm starting, or Python is telling you I'm going to start counting from the back. If I'm using 0, I'm counting from the front. If I'm using -1, maybe -1, -2, -3, -4, that means I'm counting from the back, right? So this is supposed to give us E, right? You should experiment with this. And then if I put a 3, for example, like we have up there too, you will see an R. So what's an R? This is like -1, -2, and then -3, right? So that's why we have E and R. But then there's also something interesting again happening here. How come we have several letters? Okay, so what that means is if you want to print different things together, right? Um, different several words together or several letters together. You want to pick out from a particular index to another index. All you have to do is start with that index, right? And then add a colon, and then add the index you want to stop at. So this is start index, this is stop index. So I could put it as this. Start index and stop index, right? So this is 0, and then this is 15 in this case here. It could be something else. Let's try something else. Let's say we want to start from cos say 3 to say 10, right? If we run that, should give us something else. Good. You could see it started from index 3, which is this is M is 0, 1, 2, 3 from H, and then to stop at index 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8. E. Okay, but if you notice, it did not print A. Even if A is index 10, let's confirm that A is index 10. Yes, so why didn't it print A? It's because when Python starts printing, it starts with your start index, but it does not print your last index. It prints the index before your last index, right? Don't forget that because you'll be using it to work a lot, right? So it starts with the start index, but doesn't print the last index. It prints the index before that one, right? So I'm sure everybody should understand this now. I'll just run this again. Okay, fantastic. And we don't need this anymore. I've explained what this means. Again, you can explore. Let me just see, are we having issues anywhere? Okay, I'm not seeing anybody complain. Okay, If you have issues, just ask for help and would run to your rescue. All right, so let's go. That's index. But something interesting happened here that nobody, some of you might have noticed, but I'm sure. How is it that um, I can print out this very large thing by, remember, here we said you're printing prints hello world. Why didn't I just say print when I wanted to print this? For example, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I just do this and work with this? Because the thing is, if I do this, I would not be able to access this thing for after this place, for after this line. If that makes any sense. But because I want to do other things with it, what do? I put it inside a bucket so that I can use that bucket later. Anytime I call that bucket, I can use what I put inside the bucket. If that makes any sense. And the bucket I'm using here is, in this case, course. So I'm saying put machine learning course inside the bucket called course. So if I do this, it doesn't print anything rather. But then if I put a print and then a course, it gives me machine learning course. So that means anytime I want to do anything, I want to do anything with this string here, all I need to do is call course. Now, this course here is a variable. All right, so variables are containers that you store data types. In this case, we're storing strings into this container called course, right? It's as simple as that, right? So let's now dive into the examples we have here. So we have several types of variables, right? We have price, we have integer variables. So that means you store, in this case, we store float into this variable, right? Sometimes you might have $10.99. Remember, right? I don't know if this should give us an error. Okay, when in doubt, we'll code it out. So we'll see. So in this case, we have $10.99. We're calling that our price. In the next line, we're putting the integer 13 into age. So we're saying anytime I write age, I mean to say give me 13. Give me what you put inside that age bracket or that age container or that age bucket, right? That's what I'm doing here. Then this is a string. I'm passing a string into this variable called name, and I'm passing. So this is string, integer, float, but then there's something different here. I'm passing a Boolean figure into is published. What do I mean by a Boolean figure? There are only two Boolean figures. Let's call it figures. True or false. Now, true means yes or no. I guess it's in practice that you get to understand by intuition what this means. But just know that a Boolean has two possible values, Boolean values. The first value is true, the second value is false, right? So once I do this and run this cell, okay, in this case, I'll use Shift Enter. Yeah, okay, I'm having a syntax error. So I think the syntax error is because they are in two different, this is a string and a float. It won't work, I suspected. Okay, but then I wanted to code it out to see. Okay, so once we do that, yeah, you can see that. Now, if I call out price, that means 1099 has been stored into price. If I call out age, this is one thing Colab also gives to you, one other opportunity. You don't necessarily have to write print like we did like we've been doing. They will both give you the same result. But okay, for continuity's sake, let's keep using print. All right, so Name. Let's see what is the name. And then let's see what is published. And then yeah, it also gives you suggestions. So false is published. Um, Now, assuming you do not put anything into any of these variables and then you try to print it out, you get an error. So let's say I want to print out um, mm, what variable can we call it? Maybe color, yeah. All right, so let's try to print this out. To give us an error, name error, color is not defined. What it means is you've not stored anything into color, so it doesn't know what to call, it doesn't recognize color, right? So for you to do this, you have to, I'll leave the error there so you can see, you have to define color. Color is equal to maybe blue. So once you do this, and then you come down and then put a color, you should get color now, right? Do you see the difference? So anytime you get this error, name error, color is not defined. Once you see a not defined, it means you've not defined it. It doesn't recognize it. So you have to go and assign something to it, right? It's as simple as that. All right. So let me just put in print here. Yeah. Let me just put a print here. So let's go to impute. So impute is sometimes you might want the user to impute something. Maybe you're asking for his name, maybe you're asking for his age, maybe you're asking for his salary, maybe you're asking for whatever, right? The way to do that is to use the impute statement. So how do you code that out? The syntax is basically impute, then open brackets, quotation mark, what is your name, right? And if you run that cell, you would see this come out here. So if you do say my name is Daniel and then click and enter, it will tell you, it will pass that figure into this place, right? To pass the figure into this place. But again, there's supposed to be a space here. So what do? You could just as well do this, add a space and run it again. And then let's see that, right? Now, what if I wanted to pass the name he gives to me into a name variable? All I need to do is do just like we see down there in the next cell, right? And so whatever the person puts, say Daniel, it will store that into name. So if I print out what is a name, I should have Daniel. I should have Daniel, right? Now, if I change what I put into name and put Betty and put an enter into it, if I now print out what is in name, now it's Betty, the same variable, but this one is Betty. If I print this one too, it will still give me Betty. Why? Because name has been changed from Daniel to Betty. Once I rerun this cell and put a new thing inside the name variable, anytime I call name, it becomes Betty. If I want this to change, I have to go back again and impute Daniel, right? So sometimes you have to pay attention to that so you don't get the wrong result and be wondering why, right? Okay, so if you print that, you have Daniel here. Okay, so we're back to normal. So now what is inside the name variable in the memory of the computer is in the memory of the computer is Daniel, because that's the most recent string I passed into it. Okay, so now based on this is the assignment you're supposed to work on. Get the name of a user, like we just did up here. Store it in a variable called name, like we just did up here, and then print hi name. Okay, so for this, I would need to just, so I would do something similar, but not it exactly. So let's say color, impute. Let's get the color he likes, or he or she likes. What is your favorite color, right? Put a space and then store that into color. So let's say favorite color is blue, or let's use pink, for example, because I think Rahima would like pink. I don't know. I have a good hunch you like pink. Okay, so um, now we have pink inside the color variable. So all we have to do is print um, not just color now, like we usually done. We want to add some other things to color. So what do? We print, use a formatted string, then F quotation high, then open a curly bracket and pass in your variable, then close your parentheses. So if you did this way, high pink, or let's change this to uh, Rahima. Rahima likes pink. This color represents pink. So let's say color. So run this. Let's correct our English. Yeah. Right? This makes sense, yeah? So with this, you should be able to do this first part of the assignment. Then the second one is get your favorite color. Get the favorite color. Oh, I'm already giving it away. Well, you could come up with other use cases, other nice things to do with it, but get a hang. Basically, it just means get a hang of all this we've worked on. So let's go to today's class. Let's rush through to today's class. Okay. So sometimes you might have a data type, but you want to work with that data type for something else, and you might need to convert that. So say you want to tell, let's use something as simple as a birth year. You want to calculate the person's birth year, the person's age, something as simple as this person's age. Now, if when you put an impute statement, it takes in the impute as a string. That's what this parenthesis is for. This quotation mark is for, right? It's taking it as a string, right? So whatever the person puts here will be stored as a string, but you need to turn that to an integer because it's an integer we have here, and then you need to say 2000 and okay, we're in 2021. Let's use 2021 minus this birth year that was given here, but convert it to from a string to an integer, right? So that we'll not have any errors. So let's try it. First, it will run the first line. It will ask for the birth year. So let's say you're born in 1960. I think Jonathan was born in 1960. I'm not sure, but I guess he was born in 1960. So if you click enter, it does the calculation and then tells us what it is. So what happened behind the scene? So the behind the scene is first we passed in 1960 here into this line. It took the 1960. You know what? Let's do this again. Like I said, we use print to know what's happening behind the hood. So yeah, but let's check the type. Type means tell us, is it a string, is it a float, is it an integer? That's what that means there. So if we run it again, 1960, enter, good. So it's telling us that this came in as a string, right? But then it was converted to an integer here. And then the calculation was done 2021 minus 1960, right? And then it was printed here. So that's what happened behind the scene. That's one of the powerful things about print statements, right? So that's pretty simple. So let's talk about math operations. So we have addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, exponentiation. That means raised to power. Um, and then we have Okay, so then we have comparison operators, but let's just focus on math operations first. So basically, yeah, you could do calculations with this is when computational thinking starts to come into play. Now you've learned how to recognize certain things, certain syntax, certain code in Python. So let's put that into practice. So we have integers here, and they want to perform some operations on them. So it's as simple as saying 10 plus 10 will give us. Obviously, this will give us 20, right? Now remember, we're passing in this calculation here 20 into this added number variable, right? And then we're doing 20 minus 15, and then we're passing it into this variable called subtracted number. Then we're doing division, and then we're passing it to divided number, and then multiplication and multiplied number, and then 2 raised to power 6. This is raised to power, which is our exponential number, right? So if we run this cell and then check what this would give us. So we could as well just do added number. Oh, okay, so let's use a print. I'm used to working without print. Oh, let's use a print for simplicity's sake, right? 20 stored inside added number. Let's do print subtracted number, right? Yeah, you can see how how I create more cells. All I need to do is just come to the middle area, and then I'll see this, and then I'll click code, right? So you can explore with text and see what it means. Divided number, divided number, right? Then multiplied number. You can see how all these things are stored into these variables, right? So if I print that, 64, right? 2 raised to power 6 is 64. So I'm sure you've seen how to use all this. You can experiment with it again. So if you want to print everything, you could just do it this way. And then let's talk about comparison operators. We have greater than, we have less than, we have equal to, we have not equal to, we have greater than or equal to, we have less than or equal to. So let's print this. This will give us a boolean value. So it's 5 greater than 2. Yes, that's true. So it's giving us a true. Now remember that we could actually just store this into, let's say, greater. Okay, let's call it boolean value. This is spelling of boolean. Boolean. Okay, let's call it boolean 1. Boolean 1. I'll just pick this out. Yeah. Okay, so if we do this, it gives us true. Less than or equal to boolean 2. Remember, if we use 1 here, it deletes this one up here. So boolean 2, boolean 3. Okay, so let's see. I don't want this to give us an error. So let's know. Oh, it shouldn't give us an error. We should, let's do 3 and then double down on this. Okay, and then we have boolean 4. Yeah, and then we have boolean 5. And boolean 6. Oh, this should let's do boolean 6. So all we have to do is use a print statement to print everything. So let's print boolean. You know what? Let's just do this. Copy 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if we run all this, we should get different 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Why is there an error? Okay, it didn't store. Okay, so yeah, boolean 1 is true. That means 5 is greater than. So anytime you want to use this, 5 is greater than. 20 is less than. That's false. So it gives us false. All right, and then 7 is equal to 4. That's false too. So it gives us a false. 5 is not equal to 3. That should be true. It gives us a true. Um, 3 is not greater than or equal to 5. That's 3 is not greater than. Okay. Oh, okay. I think there's an error somewhere. Interesting. Oh, this should be less than. If any of you caught that, that'll be fantastic. So yeah. So 3 is less than, rather. 3 is less than or equal to 5. So yeah, 3 is less than, but it's not equal to. But one of the conditions was satisfied. So it's less than. So yeah, it gives us a true. All right. So let's go to if statement. We should be wrapping up anytime soon. Yeah, we're almost done. So with everything we've learned with conditions, conditional statements or comparison statements, operators, and um, math operations, and then conversions, right? We use int to convert from string to integer. We use um, you could convert from a string to boolean too. You could convert from float to integer, and then um, use type to find to know what type that particular string is, or that particular data type is. Okay, so let's now put all that into this last example, or second to last example. So we're passing in false into is hot. Now remember, if you notice, if I'm writing, I make my variables as descriptive as possible, so it's easy to read. It's like reading English, right? If you want to separate two words, or you want to write two words, use an underscore to separate them. This is an underscore here, right? This is also an underscore. So I'm saying I'm creating a variable called is hot, and I'm putting in false, the boolean value false into it, and I'm creating a variable is cold, and I'm passing in a true into it, right? So I'm saying if is hot, that means if false, print this, then print the second line. Otherwise, if it is cold, print this and then print this. If it's if it is hot, if it is not hot and it is not cold, print this, right? And then when you're done with everything, print enjoy your day, right? So let's break it down. So let's start with it's cold, because that's what we have as true, right? So if is cold, print um, it is a cold day, right? Now, how do we now know? Okay, if we run this, we should have a print statement. But if I put a not here, there'll be no result. What's happening here? Okay, so what's happening here is I said code is true, but I'm saying if code is false, only if code is false should you print what is inside here. When I say inside, if you write if, not, or if you use an if statement and then you put the condition following it. Let me remove this so it will make sense. If you write if statement and put a condition and then you put a column, if you press down, if you press enter, it will create a tab for you. But best practice is creating two tabs, right? You can just use one tab, but I like to create two tabs personally, because some other code editors would print two tabs for you automatically. Two tabs is four spaces, so you could also do undo. You could also do four spaces, right? So you're saying if it is code. Now, is it code? Yes, they said it's true. Code is true. So once if true, you could as well just change this to if true. That's what's happening here. But I'm changing this, I'm putting this true inside this place, and then I'm saying is code. Right? So if code, if true, print this. Yes, it's true. So it's going to print it. But it's not going to print it if it's false. So once I say if not code, but in this case it is code, print it, it's not going to print it. I hope that makes sense. If I say false here and I say print, it's going to print it because I said code is false. So you are saying if not. If not means if it's the opposite of true, right? If this is not, if this is not true, if this is not true, if this is not true, that's what this means, right? Print this. But in this case, we're using true. It's as simple as that. If I do this, if true, print this. Yes, it's going to print it for us. So that's what's happening here. In this case, is hot is false. So it's not going to print this first if statement. It's going to jump it, then it's going to go to the next one. You're saying these are another if statements. You can't have if. You can only have if, else if, else if, else if, and else. So, oh, I should be wrapping up. I should be wrapping up. Oh, I was enjoying the class. Okay, so let me quickly just round up. Okay, so else if it is code, in this case it is code because it said code is true. So if true, print this. You only print if the statement is, if the condition is satisfied. So it's going to jump this one because this one is false. Is hot is not true, is false. So it's going to jump it. It's going to print this one because this one is true. So it's coming and print this one, right? Then else means if this one is not true, if it is false, if this one is false too, print this one. That's what else means. If any of the if it doesn't if the any of the if statements is not satisfied, right? Print is a lovely day. I could have as well just remove this and then print this and let's see what happens. Good. So you see it prints it's a lovely day because this is false. So it will jump it. And if it doesn't print that if, it will print the else. So it's going to print this else. One of them must be printed. And then when you're done with it, print it's a lovely, it's enjoy your day. So let's take this one back. So let's see what's going to happen if we print this too. Fantastic. So he prints this one. Now this one is satisfied, so you cannot print an else. Do you see that? It's satisfied, so you can't print an else. So it doesn't print this one. It doesn't print this one. If I change this to true, right, and then print, it will print this. It will print this first one and print this. It will jump every other thing because this first one has been satisfied, right? Okay, so let me leave it at false. You can experiment with this. So on that note, we've come to the end of the class today. You can experiment with this too. It's the same if statement. Let's just run it to see what comes out. It's a hot day, right? So if temperature is not 30, right? You could use if temperature is less than 30. You could just come here, pick any of these comparison values or comparison operations, and then impute it here and experiment with that. So this is your exercise for today, for this week. So you can work on this, rewatch the video, go over it. It should make some sense to you every time you look at it again. So yeah, I would like you guys to submit all your assignments to the Coderina email. All you have to do is come down here, download, and then click on download as IPyNB file, and then you send that file the same way you downloaded it. Just send it to Coderina. If you're having any issues, send a mail, and then we'll help you through it. But then you just have to come to file, click download, and then download IPyNB file. So on that note, we've come to the end of the class. And I'll just stop sharing my screen so we can head back to. Oh, Rahima says she doesn't like pink.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. It's really a good time well spent with you.
Thank you.
For those of
Great to meet you.
us that are going down to the AI and ML classes, the session should start by now. So
Okay.
thank you, and please submit your assignments on the screen as we've posted the link, the mail to submit the assignments. Thank you.